What is going on, everybody, and welcome back. We're here on the free-to-play account, the Road to Max Rank, and we are going to do the Heroines Edition 3 for Easy Oceanus and Easy what's-her-face launch, right? Transforming launch, quotations. She immediately transforms on the attacking turn into her combat, I guess, form. So it counts as transforming launch, but whatever. So we're gonna look at both their EZAs on the right hand screen, and all information on the right hand screen is taken from the Dokkan wiki. I will have a link in the description to the Dokkan wiki and 2 additional links to both Oceanus and Launch if you want to take a look at them. And then I'm gonna go and head and EZA them both because I do have both of them, and we're gonna look at a kit for both of them that, you know, I feel like everybody's gonna agree on the build, right? It's pretty like you're gonna see it. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right in. We're going to auto battle this. We're going to have it playing in the background. You have to bring Pepe Gal units for this event. Pretty easy. I think the Pepe Gal team is pretty stacked. Not stacked, but has a bunch of characters you can choose from. A lot of same name characters. You can't bring 3 Bomas, right? You have to pick one or the other. The best one being the LR, the second best being the Int one, and then the tech one being the worst one out of the 3 Bomas that you can bring, right? If you could bring all 3, I would recommend all 3, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and jump right in to the event, and let's start with launch. So launch, Fizz launch. Pepe Gal's category, key +3, HP attack and defense 130%. Her passive is unreasonable demand, and it is attack and defense 150%. Launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has a high chance of becoming a super attack. Key +3 plus an additional attack and defense 120%, and a high chance of performing a crit for 7 turns from the start of turn. Very, very nice. Plus an additional attack 100%, and seals the attacked enemy super attack when there is another Pepe Gal's category ally attacking in the same turn. Plus an additional chance of performing a crit 30% when the target's enemy's super attack is sealed. So right off the bat, you should absolutely not be putting crit at her in any way, right? She gives herself plenty of crit, which is very awesome. All right, so her super attack effect launches Bazooka Extreme, is greatly raises defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to the enemy, and greatly lowers attack and defense. Her links are Battlefield Diva, Flea, Metamorphosis, Berserker, The Incredible Adventure, Guidance of the Dragon Balls, and Shattering the Limit. Her categories are DB Saga, Earthlings, Pepe Gal's Transformation Boost, and Earthbred Fighters. Her transformation is exactly what I just said in the beginning, so we're not going to show that. And her best 15 linking partners will be on screen. Herself being her best linking partner, despite the fact that you can't actually link up with herself, is very interesting. Because she immediately transforms, so that's funny, if anything. Her second best is the EZA Boma, the Fizz Boma, and then there's a bunch of Chi-Chis and you know Pepe Gal units and stuff like that. And Dragon Ball Saga characters were also linked up very nice with her as well. So a lot of good linking partners for sure, average linking partners, but no like insanely best linking partner. It's more or less a mix of everybody for sure, right? So Launch I like Launch. I've always liked Launch. I think she's pretty good. Her ceiling, her multiple attacks and stuff like that, and her giving herself a lot of defense on super attack is very good. So, I mean, she just has raw stats outside of her defensive capability. That's her only real defensive capabilities, but I think it'll be fine. For the Pepe Gals, I think she's pretty good. She's a good attacking character, right, for sure. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on to Oceanus Shenron. Her leader skill is Shadow Dragon Saga, key +3, attacking all stats 130%. Her passive is High Speed Rotation. Key +3, attack and defense 150%, plus an additional attack and defense 100%, and launches an additional super attack that has a when the target enemy is attack down or defense down status. Effective against all types, great chance of stunning the attacked enemy, and a high chance of launching an additional super attack when the target enemy's attack is when the target enemy's super attack is sealed. Okay. Her super attack effect is Whirlwind Spin Extreme, raises attack and greatly raises defense for 1 turn. causes supreme damage to the enemy, and guarantees seals super attack. Her links are Battlefield Diva, Metamorphosis, Cold Judgment, Shadow Dragons, Speedy Retribution, GT, and Shattering the Limit. Her categories are Shadow Dragons, Peppy Gals, and GT bosses. I will put on screen her 15 best partners to link up with. Shadow Dragons, Peppy Gals, right? It's just really a mix of those two. Just the other Shenrons outside of, what's it called? Omega and Sin, right? It's really just Nova and Ice. Well, mostly Nova, right? But, and then a bunch of Peppy Gal units. She's kind of, I mean, I've always really liked Oceanus because of her status. Like, she does a very good job at, like, what she does, right? Sealing, and then in that immediate, like, she can seal and stun, and then, you know, and it's crazy, right? And then she can do it multiple times. So I've always liked her for that. Like, I genuinely have always liked guarantee stun or guarantee seal characters. That's just a me thing, though, right? But outside of just raw stats, she doesn't really have anything else going for her, right? If she dodged, right, it would be great. But all she does is have raw stats. And she can seal and potentially stun as well, right? And she gets a big boost for any attack or defense down status. This means absolutely nothing in endgame content, but this means a lot in Battlefield and Super Battle Road stages, right? Or some other hard gimmick fights that exist, like, you know, that exists, right? For sure. But, like, for, like, endgame final bosses, Future Zamasu, you know, Shenron, Metal Cooler Core, you know what I mean? Like, those guys, she's really not useful at all. Like, she's more of a detriment than anything. If those characters could be sealed, then she could be very good. But she can't, they can't, and she can't, so, you know, it is what it is. An unfortunate thing for her. I really thought they were going to give her dodge, right? I really thought they were going to give her dodge. I really thought they were going to give her some defensive capabilities outside of her, you know, outside of her raw stats, but she really doesn't. I mean, you can argue that her defensive capabilities come from, you know, her being able to seal and stun, but that becomes, again, like I said before, very useless on in-game content. So let's look at a kit for both of them. I feel like both of them are not crazy attacking characters. I mean, they're certainly built as such. If you look at their kit, they're certainly built as being attacking characters. All things considered, like Oceanus has effective against all types. She can multiple super attack. She gets a big buff with certain status effects. She guarantees seals, right? So outside of that, it's like she's, oh man, I didn't give her 15. Hold on, let me give her, wow, let me give her wow, really? I don't have 5. That's funny. I don't know. A full dodge build sub additional is the way to go. I'll tell you that right now for both these characters, right? But in all reality, it's very unfortunate that they did not do anything more with either one of these characters, right? Either whether it be like guard for a little bit or dodge or even some more than what they did, especially for Oceanus. I feel like they really dropped the ball with her for sure. But they kept her. They gave her increased stats, which is fine. And then where she is needed because of her guarantee seal and her, you know, potentially to stun and stuff like that is so good. I mean, it is what it is. Kind of a conversation, right? Let's do, where the hell is it? There it is. Int and Fizz. So for launch, full dodge build sub additional is definitely on the way to go. She already has a huge given chance to crit and stuff like that for sure. So you don't need to give her a crit at all, like 0, right? If you want to give her more, I guess it's completely up to you, right? It's your version of the character, but I would heavily advise giving her crit because she already gives herself a whole bunch of crit. Giving her additionals isn't the worst thing in the world, but she already gives herself a whole bunch of additionals. So all she's really missing is just that a little added to her defensive capabilities, which given her a full dodge build would only benefit her, right? And sub additional would be the other thing you would give her. That way she could get a quad super, right? And then give her a big defensive boost, being able to tank normals, maybe well, and then if and when she gets supered, she can dodge it, hopefully, right, with the full dodge build. So I don't think I have a crazy, I mean, I can give her this one. Yeah, sure, why not? Let me just give her this one. So 25 dodge for launch and a good defense boost, that's fine. And then for Oceanus, exactly the same thing. Like, I'm literally going to do the same thing. I have a little bit of crit on her, but that's because I have had Oceanus for a very, very long time. So her kit is entirely based upon when I got her, I was like, dude, I want her to attack as much as possible. Like, because I need her to seal and give me that better chance of stunning the character. That is her usability. I would still stand by what I said, that a full dodge sub-additional build is the best for Oceanus, given that she doesn't have any crazy innate defensive abilities outside of raw stats and her sealing and stunning, right? You know, it only benefits her giving her dodge, right? So I'm not gonna give her that 5 dodge. I'll tell you that right now, bro. I'm saving that for somebody else. But I'll give her something like this, right? And just give her something so she can maybe dodge here and there. And then obviously a sub additional would be the way to go. But I built a full additional. But like I said, I made this character a while ago. Like I got this character a while ago. So we're gonna do this. I mean, I don't really want to spend the stones to change it. I have copies of Oceanus, but that's her SSR copy. So, like I said, I advise both these characters full dodge and sub additional with no crit. Oceanus effective external type, she doesn't need crit, and launch gives herself a bunch of crit chance, so she doesn't need crit, right? So it's better off boosting that defensive capabilities that they are lacking, right? Just so they can have a little bit more survivability if you were to take them into more difficult content, or even the content they are already relevant in. They are just better for it, right? So I'm out of here. I do hope you guys appreciate. I do hope you guys watch it to the end of the video. I do appreciate you guys watching it to the end of the video. That's what I meant. And let me know what you guys think of the kit. Let me know if there's a different way you would build them, or just build them entirely offensive. I mean, that's, I guess, an option, right? For sure. But nonetheless, let me know what you guys think of the video. I do appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Take care.